Hello, Ted Morrissey here doing a brief and definitely low-tech video for my Southern New Hampshire University course. So in this announcement that I'm putting together, I talk about the Kindle Vella platform, which is obviously related to Kindle books and Amazon and Kindle Direct Publishing and all that stuff, right? So it comes out of the fact that as part of your required website blog, you're supposed to have a works in progress link, a page where visitors to your website can go and see what you're working on. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know too many, or frankly, I don't know if I know any kind of working writers who have a works in progress page. Now, I've I tend to get pieces of novels that I'm working on published in little journals here and there. And so on my list of short stories on my website, I'll note the fact that short story X, Y, Z, A, B, C, whatever, are all part of the same same work in progress, same project. That was the word I was going for, same project. And so I do that kind of thing. But in terms of having a link on my website, and again, I don't know of any writers who have this, of just a list of things they're working on, that isn't really very typical. What is typical, again, is a list of publications. So if you have a list of publications, you've published one or two or three or four, whatever, stories, poems, etc., or you have published a book or whatever, having that listed on your website obviously makes lots of sense. If you don't have anything like that to date, don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't try to pad your website with almost made up publication credits. Just have this works in progress. Just say you're working on this novel or this story or this screenplay or whatever it is. And again, that's mainly for the requirement for this assignment. And I recommend that once you start to get a list of publication credits, you quickly go to your website, revise it, get rid of that page, and replace it with a credits page, publications page, whatever you want to call it, right? Well, this announcement and this video is about another option in terms of works in progress. I don't even know how long ago, maybe about 18 months ago or so, Kindle started this Kindle Vella aspect to their platform, this addition to their platform. And it's a way to post chapters or sections of things kind of as you're writing them. So you're working on a romance novel and you've got the first chapter written. So you upload chapter 1 to your Kindle Vella site, and hopefully people will start to read it. And so then meanwhile, you're working on chapter 2. When you get that finished, you'll upload chapter 2, and so on and so forth. And the hope is that more and more people will read your material, and then they will start to pay for the privilege of reading this developing project, and you will get money in your bank account. Now, the way it works, or at least the way it used to work, I haven't checked recently, but I think this is still true, is the first 3 installments of whatever it is, people can read for free, again, hopefully getting them hooked, and then to start to read the 4th installment or the 5th or the 6th or whatever, they have to purchase tickets or something like that, credits. I'm not sure what Kindle Vella calls it, I forget. And obviously Jeff Bezos gets part of that money, but then you, the writer, you get the other part of it. I think it's like 50-50, I think. And that's a pretty good deal in the publishing world, quite honestly. And so you do have to set up a bank account with Kindle, so that they can put money in your account. But as I say in the announcement, if you ultimately end up self-publishing some of your work via Kindle, or as paperback or hardcover editions via correct Kindle Direct Publishing, you have to have a bank account hooked up to your account anyway, so you can get your royalty payments and so forth. One of the few really big success stories in terms of self-publication is Colleen Hoover. And my gosh, I'm also a librarian, and her books are just tattered and dog-eared, and we have to replace the paperback editions because they just fall apart because they come and go so much. We have a bookcase just as patrons come in the door, which are books made popular on TikTok with the hashtag book talk. And most of that case are Colleen Hoover books because that's how she hit it big. She was self-publishing, and she got a loyal following on TikTok, again, through the hashtag book talk. And then her books just took off. And so then she did get a publishing deal with a big publisher. And so now her books are coming out in mass by this major publisher. I'm not sure which one it is. But here's the thing. I was reading about her meteoric rise to literary success, and she did something very shrewd. She negotiated that she would share profit with the publishers who were putting out her. Initially, it was just paperbacks. Now she started to add hardcover editions, or her publisher has started to add hardcover editions of the books that already came out in paperback. That's the exact opposite the way it normally works, right? Normally, traditionally, a hardcover edition is released, and then several months later, maybe a year or more later, a paperback edition comes out. But here, she was publishing paperback editions of her work, and so that's initially what the publisher was putting out. But now they're putting out hardcover editions, right? But here's the thing. She negotiated also that she would keep a 100% of her ebook sales. So all of her Kindle books, Nook books, all that stuff, she gets 100% of that profit. Most writers don't have that deal. Most writers have a royalties deal with their publisher, just like they do with their hardcover and print editions. It also applies to their ebook editions. She gets every penny of every Kindle, every Nook book, every whatever digital text is purchased of hers, and I'm guessing that's a lot. All right. So anyway, if you want to start down that path and maybe hopefully replicate Colleen Hoover's success, one of the ways to do it is to get involved with this Kindle Vella program. And so start to put a work out there, one episode, one chapter at a time, hopefully start to get a following, start to bring in some money while you're working on a book. Again, that's very unusual. I mean, traditionally authors have to have a finished book before they, maybe get an advance on it once it gets accepted for publication, that kind of thing. But it takes a long time to start to make any money off of a book. This is almost instantaneous. You put a book on Kindle Vella, and people start to read it, and after that third free installment, they have to start paying to read it, right? Again, I've tried it with a couple different projects. My lot in life is that my books don't attract very many readers. I've gotten some money through Kindle Vella, but I think it's mainly just Amazon sending me money just to try to keep my interest peaked. I mean, I did sell a few episodes of one YA novel that I was working on. YA is not my usual thing, but I thought, what the heck, right? So anyway, I haven't become rich and famous through my use of Kindle Vella, but I think it's an interesting approach. And since some of you maybe want to start to get kind of work out there in progress, this is a great way to do it. And again, it may be a pathway to eventually publishing paperback and hardcover editions, and meanwhile building an audience and so forth and so on. All right. So that's what this announcement and this video is about. If you have to include works in progress on your website anyway, maybe you might want to think about actually publishing works in progress via Kindle Vella. And by the way, this is not a paid announcement. It's just some free info.